Welcome to MixtroidVania. This video is the first episode of a brand new Unity tutorial series where we create a 2D MetroidVania Action Adventure Platformer style game, including building level environments with tile maps, player input, movement and animations, different types of traps and enemies, combat, attacks, health and damage, collectibles, puzzles, loot and UI, as well as cameras, events, class inheritance, state machines, scriptable objects, and more. We'll use freely available quality 2D art assets and animations to create a game that is both fun to play and visually appealing. So, if you always want to learn more about the various steps and building blocks that go into creating these types of games, then this might very well be the tutorial series for you. Hey there, I'm Ben, and welcome to GameDevMix, a channel about game ideas brought to life with Unity. This first episode of a tutorial series is broken down into the following steps: creating a Unity project, setting and understanding camera size, setting game resolution, and adding a play mode tint to ensure we're always aware when we're in play mode. The best place to start is right at the beginning, so let's begin by creating a brand new, fresh and squeaky clean Unity project. If you haven't already, open the Unity Hub. Click the little arrow next to the New button on the right to choose the version of Unity to use for this project. I'm going to use Unity 2019.4.4 F1 long-term support, which is the latest official release available at the time of this recording. I have specifically chosen the 2019.4 long-term support version here, as opposed to the brand new 2020 release, for maximum compatibility. And while I am using 2019.4.4 F1 in this video, later versions, such as 2019.4.5 F1 and above, should work as well. Under Templates on the left, I'm going to select the 2D template, since we are making a 2D game. Under Project Name, we can specify a name for our project. I'm going to call mine MixtroidVania, since we are making a MetroidVania Action Adventure Platformer style game, and this channel is called GameDevMix, so I think it's a nice mashup. But you should name yours whatever is meaningful to you. Maybe you want to call it Super Cool Character and Enemies Game 2000 Plus Auto FX Turbo Edition. Whatever floats your boat. Ultimately, it really doesn't matter, since this can easily be changed later on. Under Location, I'm going to stick with my default folder, but you should choose wherever you would like to store your project. Click the Create button on the bottom right and wait for your project to be created. With our brand new Unity project created, let's have a look at a few basic project settings. In the hierarchy on the left, select the main camera. Under the camera component on the right, set the size to 10. The greater the value, the more the camera zooms out. This means the more of the level we are going to be able to see. But it also means the smaller our level, the tiles that make up our level, and our characters, enemies, NPCs and so on, will appear. Next, I want to look at our game's resolution. So in the game view, I'm going to click the aspect ratio button. And then the resolution that I want is 1920 by 1080. Now I've already set this up as a preset here. However, if you haven't got this, then you can simply click the little plus, which brings up the add dialog. You can give it a label. I named mine 1920 by 1080. And then you go and set it to fixed resolution. Under width and height, you put 1920 and 1080 and click OK. However, since I've already got it, I'm just going to click cancel and make sure I select my 1920 by 1080. I'm using this value for now, since it seems to be a common default, but in future I would love to learn more about how people actually deal with this in commercial games, since different players will undoubtedly be using different resolutions and the game needs to look great on all of them. The last thing I want to cover in this episode, and this is a little note from the future, is adding a play mode tint. If you've worked with Unity for a while, you may be familiar with this problem that comes with play mode. Maybe you tweak some settings in the inspector, add or remove some game objects, and do a bunch of work. And then suddenly, you realize that for the whole time you were in play mode. And when you exit play mode, all the work you've just done is lost. To address this problem, and help us remember when we are in play mode, we can use what's called a play mode tint. To add a play mode tint, go to Unity, Preferences, then on the left of the Preferences window, select Colors, and on the right, under General Play Mode Tint, click on the color. You can now use the color dialog to change the tint color to your liking. Since my channel's brand color is purple, I'm of course going to choose purple, but you should choose whatever is meaningful to you. If we now close those windows and go into play mode, we can see that the whole Unity editor is tinted purple. This will ensure that we never forget when we are in play mode. Lastly, don't forget to save your project, and if you're using a version control system such as Git, now would be a good time for your first commit. And that is a wrap for the first episode of our MixtroidVania tutorial series. Now, I am curious. Do you think there are any other important project settings I didn't cover here? Do you perhaps know of any other cool little helper tricks, such as play mode tint? Let me know in the comments below, and let's learn from each other. With our project now set up, it's time to add some visuals to our empty scene. So tune in next time, where we'll start to give our game some visual appeal by adding a background consisting of multiple panels and ensure that everything is drawn in the correct order. But for now, thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you received value from it. And if you did, I would really appreciate it if you could click the like button below the video to let the YouTube algorithm know to show the video to a broader audience. And if you want to see more videos like this one, including the next episode, don't hesitate to click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified when new videos are released.